Hello people, how you doing? What I'm going to be doing today is another scroll saw video, but you don't have to use a scroll saw for this project. You can either use a jigsaw, you can use a fret saw, you could use a bandsaw. I was looking for a pattern of a reindeer and I actually found one on YouTube. It's from a YouTube maker and channel name is HERTOOLBELT. I'll leave a link to the description down below. She put a PDF version of the reindeer, so you can go there and print it out. But what I actually did, the one what she makes, you can use a 1-inch thick by 8-inch depth board. But I actually reduced the size of it because I didn't want something that big, because it's going on my fireplace in my house. So I actually made it a little bit smaller and glued some of the pieces together. Now you have to glue the pieces individually on the bigger one, obviously, but that's the pattern there. So I'm just going to tape that to my, I'm going to use MDF for this, but if you're using it for an outside project, obviously if you're making a bigger one, then you'd have to use pine or hardwood, something like that, where you can treat it for being outdoors. But this is only being an indoor project, so I'm just going to use what I've got. I've got an abundance of MDF offcuts, so I'm just going to use them up. If you can hear humming in the background, it's my heater. I've got to have it on in here because it's about 0 degrees in here today and it's absolutely freezing. But yeah, I'm just going to use my scroll saw. I'm not going to show you the project of how to glue it up and that. If you want to see that, check out the last week's video and you'll see how I glue my work to the MDF or the wood, whatever. But I'm just going to crack on with that now, and then I'll set you up and we'll crack on with cutting it out. Right, I've got all my pieces taped on now. I'll cut them into smaller sections, as you can see. Right, when I got this pattern, like I say, it was a lot bigger than the pattern what I've printed out now. I think on the PDF version, what you can download, you can reduce the size of it, and all I did was reduce it, I think, by 50%, and that's what gave me this size pattern. This board what I've used was 2 foot by about 19 inches, so it was 2 foot by 19 inches, and that's fitted all of the pieces on that size board. So I've put a new blade in. I'm on a 5 TPI reverse tooth blade. I've tensioned the machine up. I'm going to crack on.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Sometimes you need to go and take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell. You and me were meant to be in the great outdoors. free. You and me, meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
As you can see from that last clip there then, I've cut everything out. I've just set my disc sender up on my little table here. I'm just going to lightly round over all the edges, get it all nice and smooth. I've cut it as close to the line as possible. These are the more detailed areas where you want to go right to the line, and then it avoids any sanding. But it's just around the belly there and underneath. It just needs a little light sanding. That's all the sanding done now. Just going to get on, put it all together. Right, I've peeled all the template off there, but beforehand what I've done I've put some little pencil marks on the body. You ain't going to see these anyway because it's going to be painted over. And also on the backs of the legs, I've put some pencil marks on the backs of the legs where they're going to be lined up. So all I'm going to do is put a bit of wood glue on there, attach it to the body and then clamp it in place, stand it up and get it level on these legs first. Then I'm going to let it dry, turn it over and do it on the other side. Right, I've just attached these two legs now. I've put some wood glue in them. I've just adjusted them ones so they're standing up on its feet, like so. And all I've done as well, I've put a little pin nail in the top of each leg to allow it to pivot while you've got the clamp on and got the glue on it as well. So it just gives you that little bit of movement without it slipping, because you know when you put wood glue onto wood it starts slipping when you're trying to clamp things up. So I just put the little pin nail in there, just use my nail gun, put a pin nail just about where underneath the edge of the clamps are, just to hold the legs in place while I get it lined up. I'm just going to let this side go off for an hour now, and then I'm going to put the other side on. I suppose you could do it all in one, but I just want to get it right, so we're going to do it like this. Right, as you can see, I've got it all glued up. It's stood up on its four legs. It's a bit of a pain in the arse trying to get it correct on its legs, but if you do two legs on the one side, get them level, and then put the other two legs on after an hour of waiting for your glue to dry, I find it easier doing that way. But also, if you, like I say, if you put a pin nail in the top of the legs, and then that'll help you to pivot the legs. When you come on this side without these legs on, just put a couple of tacks in from the back as well, and that'll help it out. But as you can see, it's all stood up pretty there now. What I've done as well, because I was using 3/4 of an inch or 18mm, I think it is, MDF. When I put the actual ears on, see that's an 18mm MDF ear. I didn't actually like how it looked on there. I think it looked too thick. So I got some, I think it's 6mm MDF, and I cut two ears out of that, and I think it looks a lot better with the smaller ears on either side. So there's one on one side and one on the other side. It's all sitting up pretty there. It's sitting up on its own. It's not wobbly. But I'm just going to wait for them ears to dry now. I've already masked the antlers off and the tail. They're going to be painted white, and the rest of it's just going to be painted fence paint brown. I might just paint it on and then wipe it off so it gives it like an aged effect sort of thing. But that's it up to now. Just wait for that glue to dry and then crack on painting it. Right then guys, it's all finished now. I've given it a coat of paint and painted the tail white as well. I'll just show you the finished thing now. As you can see, it's all looking nice. This one stands, I think it's about 14 inches to the top of the antlers. Relatively easy project, you know what I mean. You could do it if you had a jigsaw, bandsaw, fret saw, or scroll saw like I've used. There is going to be a part 2 to this video. I'm going to be making the sleigh, what goes with it. I'm just in the process of shrinking that down and resizing it all. But yeah, so like I said, like the video, share the video, tell your friends about it. I'm going to be coming up to 950 subscribers shortly, and then I'm going to try and push on to 1000 hopefully before Christmas. So I'm going to have to try and think of something, what I can do for a giveaway. Obviously it'll depend whether it's a UK or worldwide one, depending on the size and the weight of what I'm going to be giving away. I have got something in mind. I purchased a couple of vices a while ago, a little Record Junior vice, and I was thinking of restoring one of those and giving one of those away, but due to the weight of it, it would only be a UK giveaway only. If you could think of anything, put something down in the comments down below of whether that would be a good giveaway or something else. But yeah, if you could go over to HERTOOLBELT, that's where I got the design for this reindeer. I'll leave the link to her channel in the description down below, and hopefully I'll see you again next week. Thanks for joining me, and have a good one.